about him. And look, even if I can be 10% of the guy that he is, then I'll be happy. So to me, he's a very, very, very good dad. Perfect dad, in fact. So, but yeah, for me, as you grow older, like I say, you kind of assess people or analyse people, however close they are, in different ways, and your views and what you look for qualities never really change. But for me, when I see him now being a dad and him being a granddad, even the other day, and look, there's multiple opportunities and multiple things that I could say about him, but the most recent thing, which was only 24, 48 hours ago, was that we were sat in the villa and he was sat in the corner with Jess playing, throwing her up in the air, and just little things like that stick with you forever. So to me, they're proper memories. So big thanks to Big Ange when his eBay account, and Ian Bell, both great dads. So toast to them both. I'll carry on the same way. Yeah. Outlaws. Kazza. Carol. Probably the most intimidating out of the Ironsons, actually. She's although she's only about 2 foot tall, she is the effing boss, trust me. If anything goes, it goes through her. Again, certain things stick into memory. This probably wasn't that polite, but Kazza was once very complimentary of me. And it reads like this, and apologies, you might have to bleep out this bit. You're an arrogant, ignorant bastard. Thanks. But I soon found out that the reason that she said it is because she felt that she loved me and she was comfortable that I was part of the family. But that's Kazza, and once again, I love her to bits and I wouldn't change her for the world. She's, although Grandma Bella and Grandma Billy, Grandma June say she's the matriarch, we all know who the real one is, and she's down at the bottom end of the table. But I love you to bits, Kazza. So there you go. Just drawing back from the start of my speech, which was a long time ago, just touching on my real mum, my birth mum. And look, if I could have chose to have her here, I would, but situations arise and she's not. But I would never want her to not be mentioned. So she has been a great mum. Again, probably biggest memories that first come to your head, and they're the most meaningful, is when I get my intellect from. From the age of 3 or 4, she used to sit at home with me and draw the dots out on the paper for me to spell my own name and do sums, etc. So fortunately, she's built me up to be here where I've probably paid about 10% and Charlie 90% the way the last few years have gone. But she's brought me up to be the guy that I am today, and for that I'm very thankful for her. And sorry for keep on raising my glass, but it's very important to me. So although she can't be here, I absolutely love her to bits. So there you go. And for want of a word, like I say, a real mum doesn't really count in my eyes. And hopefully I'm never in this position, bearing in mind it's my own wedding day. But for me, when my parents split and my dad got his new chick, who's down the bottom end of the table, I was a bit apprehensive, to say the least. But the reason she won me over the first ever time I met Angela, and this is going back years and years and years and years ago, there's 2 memories, I suppose. One was a gigantic Tweety pie that she used to have in her bedroom. She was a woman, don't get me wrong, but you know, she had a Tweety pie, whatever. And actually, my dad and Ange, I think they've been on a few dates before this, and I hope they had, but they've been to Cadbury's World. So again, she wasn't a junior or anything, it sounds a bit weird. But they've been to Cadbury's World, and Ange had got, I think, about 300,000 Freddos in the back, and obviously that's how she lured me in. So she was off to a good start. But look, I think I've been fortunate, and extremely fortunate in my case, and other people around the world don't really get this, but for me, I've been fortunate to have two mums in my life, and it takes a strong person to take somebody else's child on board. And I can genuinely say with my hand on my heart, there's not one time where I haven't felt like Ange isn't a mum, and I know that she hasn't felt that I'm a son, so the only thing I would request of her, she's probably only done it for about 10 years, but she still lives on it. She used to cook a nice biryani, but I haven't seen one for years and years and years. So if she really wants to get in the good book, she can do one of those. But no, like I say, from day one, she's treated me like her own son, and I can't really say a big enough thank you for that. Next, best man and Usher. We've been away in Australia now for getting on for 4 years, and I think it's testament not just to myself but both of these guys that both of my best man and Usher are from the UK. 4 years is a long time. Fortunately, with technology, etc., we keep in touch every single day. It's probably safe to say, from the ground up, Creswell and Rutter are polar opposites. And I think that's why they're both friends. I kind of get a good influence from one side and a bad influence from the other. Even yesterday, it was still very apparent that one was floating around with Sambuca shots, zombie drinks, throwing it down my neck, strangling me if I didn't drink it. The other one was seeing how Jessica was. So, but I'll let you work that out as we go through the night. Yeah, Creswell. Great friend, awesome friend. I was his best man back in December. Can't really say anything highly about the guy. He's great. Great dad, etc. Rutter, on the opposite hand, great dad, big kid. So yeah, the conversations are usually early hours with said person sat down over there when he's usually pissed. And then later on in the evening when this guy's put his daughter down to bed and he's relaxing. So there you go. The only similarity is they're both probably ugly in comparison. But there you go. There you go. One's a German and one's, well, you know, that's it. I won't go any further. But Daniel, in a bit more detail, I was absolutely fuming with myself. So look, if you can, I suppose, cut a few corners and it still works out, then great. And at first I was looking for my best man speech. I thought, happy days, save myself 15 minutes, take the good and bad bits out of that and away you go. But I couldn't find it, so I had to write a few notes again. But for those of you who don't know, I met Daniel at college a few years ago. And it's probably fair to say, and we touched on this earlier, that we've both come a long way from the college days. The memories that I've got of Creswell, and I think Ange has too, is his diamond earrings that he used to wear, horrendous, and his Real Madrid t-shirt that he used to rock around college with. I think he thought he was David Beckham, but Jesus Christ, he's not. So yeah, and obviously all the way through to being an extremely proud dad and a successful guy in himself. Just bought his a second new house, so well done to the Creswells. The only thing I was worried about with him, and we went to Mallorca back in Magaluf back in 2005, if I remember right, which was before I met Charlotte, so if there's any stories about that in his speech, it's absolutely fine. But yeah, I was a bit worried coming out to 30 degrees heat because the one day we was all out on the beach on pink lilos thinking it was funny, but we actually looked like idiots, but there you go. Creswell, I'm pretty fortunate that I get a dark skin. Not as dark as Connor, you might not be able to see him, but if he opens his eyes and smiles, you'll see some things floating around. But yeah, I'm quite fortunate to go pretty dark in the sunshine. Creswell thought he could copy me, decided to put factor 2 oil on. 4 hours later, he was in the hospital with a $600 bill for his bubbling back, so hence the name Creswell the Crab. Touching on Mr. Rutter over there, like I said, probably the bad influence, but in a positive way. He drags you out when you're a bit tired. He's like, well, tough shit, you're coming out. Probably borderline alcoholic. And there you go. Look, there's plenty of stories that I could tell, but I'll probably be marched off to get divorced. So the one that sticks to mind is flip-flops, which we touched on the other day. He gave me a pair of flip-flops a couple of years ago, and he asked me why I hadn't bought them to Bali. There's a footprint at the bottom of the flip-flop, and it reads, "Follow me, I have drugs." Obviously, being Bali, I didn't bring them. But that shows you Paul's mentality. He's now a Peter Pan of the seas. He's destined not to grow up. Hopefully with his beautiful lady there, she can try and tie him down. Good luck. But yeah, that's the two main guys alongside me today, so thank you. Now on to the bridesmaids. I read it a little bit on Google earlier, and what you have to say is they all look beautiful. So just so you know, you all look beautiful, you all look amazing. So, it now reads, you have to be up there with the best looking bridal party I've ever seen. Puts me in the good books for the foreseeable. And I did get thinking, and look, where has she gone? I think if a few people have gone to the toilet. I was thinking, do I have a favourite? And I started looking through, and I thought, right, let's go back to, does Charlie have a favourite? Just so you're all aware, Tara's in a different dress because the other one didn't fit. She's not a maid of honour. Just so you know, Froggy, you're all on the same page, it's fine. But look, and I kind of grouped you all together a little bit, but just touching on Laura and Victoria, like I say, you both look absolutely amazing. If I wasn't, I would. Try my best. Snooping around. Me and Froggy slicked off yesterday. But look, sorry. You're both the same. You're both great sisters to her, and vice versa. She loves you both the same. You're both, both as good looking, blah, blah, blah. But also on top of that, you're both very good friends to her, so thanks for that. Tara probably is the opposite to Daniel that he is to me, and she's probably the bad influence. Off memory, pictures in trolleys, pictures dancing on poles in the middle of nightclubs. So that's where Tara comes in. Kinza, over there, very caring. One thing Charlie says is she never forgets, whether that be birthdays, important days. They're always there on time at a minimum, usually a couple of weeks before. So thank you for that, amazing friend. And then also, where the hell is she? Lindsay. She'll be back in a minute. Look, Charlie, I met Lindsay first, and she came and worked, and we both worked for the same business in Melbourne, and I was part of the interview process and got chatted, English girl, law degree, etc, etc. And then, yeah. She did say she fancied Jimmy the other day, but I told her he was a lesbian, so it's all good. And now he's got spray on jeans. But no, look, so just touching back on Lindsay, I'm really trying to drag this out so she sits back down, but I haven't got a clue where she is. So she's gonna be in trouble. She's got one last chance. Lindsay! Right, she's done. Maybe I could repeat. Laura Victoria, good friend. No, Lindsay, met this girl, interviewed this girl, law degree, similar to Charlie, quite good banter at that point from what I assessed. And then she came to work on the first day, and coincidentally, she had a peach blazer on. I was like, oh, Charlie's got one of those. And then me being me, rushed home to Charlie. I said, I've met this girl today, she started work, she's got a law degree, similar age to you. And then you'll never guess what, she had the same jacket on as you. You're going to be best friends. You're going to be best friends. There's so many similarities. She was like, oh, she's got the same jacket. So what? It was from Primark. No, it wasn't. And at that point, she thought it would be, a bit of a dream. Say hello to her. That was 3.5 years ago, and it's probably safe to say that similarity-wise, there's too many to list now, isn't there? They're very, very, very good friends. And just touching on Lindsay, I count the girls there as my sisters anyway, and I've said this to a few people, she's like the sister I never had, so thanks to Lindsay or Connells, as I still like to call her, thank you very much. Even though she wasn't sat there. And now, on to right there, I need to get all these right as well, my incredible, amazing, beautiful, stunning wife. Read that off Google. But no, jokes apart, I really held it together today, but inside of me, I genuinely thought that she was I was very lucky to be marrying this type of girl, lady, person, mother. I genuinely couldn't ask for anything more. She genuinely means the world to me. So that's just the start of it. I just thought I'd touch on when we first met, or supposedly when we first met. The biggest meeting was this is probably one a bit more for the hockey girls. That I was in the gym on the treadmill, sweating my bollocks off, etc., etc. And Charlie was in there, and we got chatting, and away we go. She was on the treadmill. She was genuinely on the treadmill, eating Maltesers. So that is Charlie, and she still hasn't changed. But no, just from that moment, she offered me a Malteser, which was kind of a good thing. But her spark and her genuine, just her personality, drew me to her from the beginning. But I suppose a few words that are very poignant for Charlie. One, beautiful, which is pretty obvious to see. Two would be driven. Third would be passionate, not in the bedroom. Clever, intelligent, and probably a big one for me, which I think is what really ticks a big box, is that she's adventurous, and in whatever form of, whether it be going somewhere, doing something, big bonuses for me. And I think I started counting up earlier. I think I got to 60 flights that we've done together in 6 years, and after that I'd lost count. And I think that just goes to show the types of things that we've done and adventures together that will be memories with me that will be there forever. And then we went to Vietnam together in October 2011, in the October, and we enjoyed it. We had a good time. Plenty of funny stories, but I won't bore you, it's going on too long anyway. And then in November, when we got back, one rainy day at work, said, "Oh, do you fancy Australia?" She was like, "What, as a holiday?" I was like, "No, let's just move there for a year, see what happens." Charlie being Charlie, straight onto Skyscanner, looking at flights. And then we went round to tell my dad and Ange, which was late November. "Oh, just so you know, we're going to Australia in December." "Oh, next year, we've still got a while, we'll go through it next year." I was like, "No, next month." And 30th or 31st of December, we got on a plane, and 9:20 a.m. January the 1st, 2012 was our first day in Australia, and we said we'd do it a year. Nearly 4 years later, this is where we are now. 4 months in, Bim, Charlie and I, we went to the market to go and get food and came back with a dog. That cemented it. Ted was our firstborn. 6 months later, we both got into jobs, and Charlie hated it. And being Charlie, she'd made her mind up. I got a call at work saying I'm downstairs in the reception. So I walked downstairs, she'd left work, and she decided she wanted to do something else, and she was going to set up her own business. And kudos to Charlotte, 3.5 years later, there or thereabouts, She's probably the most successful female I know. Fortunately, I get to see the bank account too, so it's great. Two stones in one. Yeah, but yeah, like I say, 3 years later, hugely successful. We also added to the brood, which was Frank, a hockey trip that went to go and get a dog, and away we came back. So at this point, we had 2 dogs. I'm just trying to find my last page. Bear with me. Hopefully someone will try and find it in a minute. I need pages 6 and pages. Oh no, they're stuck together here. It's all good. And I promise you I'll hurry up. Sorry if I'm boring you. Just touching on, there's a few ticks in the boxes that I had to get out there just to make sure I wasn't getting an early divorce. But Charlie's hockey. She got back into hockey when she moved to Australia. She's great, she's awesome, she's the best. That's kind of the stuff that I had to put in there. But to me, it was multiple weekends of sitting there in boredom, but I have to pretend I like it. But yeah, she's a great player. She's awesome with a bat stick. She scores great goals. I won't mention she missed the penalty a couple of weeks ago, but apart from that, she's great. I couldn't get away with all of it, could I? And look, when we moved to Australia, we became settled pretty quickly, and then had multiple holidays. And then to us, Bali's got an added sentiment because, unbeknown to both of us, the first trip here, there was a little thing growing inside of Charlotte that she's convinced was when she was on the water slide in Bali that she conceived eventually because the egg met the little swimmer. But there you go. I still don't believe that, but there you go. So yeah, Bali 2013 was when Jessica started growing in her belly, and a special thanks to another Jessica for that. The night of said person was on a hockey night, and if these pair wouldn't have dragged me out at 3 a.m. in the morning, maybe it would never have happened. So thank you, Jessica, and yeah, maybe subconsciously that's why she is Jessica. But no, so yeah, Charlie gave me a very special present when we were in Australia, and it starts with B, not Breitling, which was obviously very nice. Baby Jessica. So yeah, on the 16th of the 2nd, 2014, she made me the happiest guy in the world, and then topped on today. To me, I don't think it's going to get any better. So to Charlotte, a great wife in every account, a perfect mum, and a very term that's thrown out there a lot, but definitely my soulmate. So thank you. Thank you very much. And I think very kind of poignant line, everyone's aware of this, but look, there's an old famous saying that behind every strong man there's a stronger woman. And if we're getting a bit sentimental, I don't think that would deviate from what we are. So she kicks me into gear whenever I need it. Never a truer statement. And I genuinely can't wait to grow old with her and get many more memories. I'd just like to have the final toast to every single one of you. Big thank you to coming all the way over. Thank you very much and have a great night. Thank you. And now, on to the best man. Shit.
You might have seen me yesterday. I was the lad that was staggering around head to head after having too many of the zombie drinks. But first of all, just to touch on like Ange and Adam said, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it, and I know it means an awful lot of Charlie and Adam for you to travel all this way to be here to this. I think you'll all agree that the venue is absolutely stunning. Adam showed me a few pictures on WhatsApp to show me what it's a bit like, and I really didn't appreciate how good it would be, and I think everyone would say that it is an absolutely stunning venue. And I think Charlie being the diva she is, she did go a few different venues, and I think they've absolutely hit the nail on the head here. This is, for me, one of the best places to get married ever. So yeah, great venue. I think you'll also say as well that Charlie looks absolutely amazing today. Adam's obviously a very lucky man. He's landed well above his feet there, you know, punching well above his average, as you say. So anyway, I met Adam when he was about this tall. We met when we was at college about 12 years ago. And being asked to be a best man is a bit like being asked to shag the Queen. It's a massive honour, but you'd rather someone else did it. And when he asked me, it was kind of one of those. I was very happy that he asked me because it's a great privilege. But also I was a bit anxious as well because he also said that if I did a good job today, I could be best man in his next wedding. So, daggers. Yeah, I'm very happy that he did ask me. At this point as well, I'm going to have to disappoint a few of you. Me and Adam had a bit of a gentleman's agreement when I got married at Christmas time this year that we wouldn't bad each other out. Both of our wives are equally mental, and we kind of had a gentleman's agreement that we wouldn't tell too many bad stories. So I do apologise. It's not going to be too bad today.